Greetings and a warm welcome to this week's edition of 401k Real Talk. This is Fred Barstein, contributing editor at wealthmanagement.com's RPA Omnichannel and CEO at Trout, TPSU, and 401k TV. I review all of last week's stories and select the most important and interesting ones, providing open, honest, and candid discussion you will not get anywhere else. So let's get real. First story, the newest target in the rash of lawsuits alleging misuse of forfeiture accounts is Bank of America's 401k plan. As with other cases against plans like Intuit, Qualcomm, and HP, the plaintiffs allege that B of A used the proceeds of their forfeiture account for their own advantage to offset employer match contributions rather than benefiting the participants, failing to engage in a reasoned, impartial, and prudent process, not taking into account the participants' best interests. The suit further alleges a lack of oversight of the plan's administrators and committee members. Will these suits prevail, resulting in radical changes to how plans can use forfeiture accounts? Current practices and rules do allow plan sponsors to offset contributions, but as Fred Reich noted in a recent Fager webinar, plans may want to make sure their documents reflect that practice. Next story, investors cannot seem to get enough of the DC industry, with capitalized money receiving $19 million Series B investment from a new investor, RRR Ventures, along with Series A investors, which had contributed $12.5 million. The firm hopes to streamline the commerce and rollover process, claiming to have increased volume 6 times over the past 18 months, boasting enterprise clients like Schwab, Betterment, SoFi, and Robinhood. Capitalize is paid by partners who receive the rollovers, while account holders pay if they choose an outside firm. The industry, through the Portability Service Network, along with the DOL through recent rulemaking, is trying to make plan transfers easier, though the focus is currently on smaller accounts. And of course, no one can be sure how the DOL rule could affect capitalized business, assuming, of course, that it ever goes into effect. Next story, looking to leverage their 12,000 advisors and the convergence of wealth and retirement at the workplace, SATA is attempting to enable their wealth advisors to find more clients through DC plans at scale. Led by industry veteran John Anderson, along with SATA CEO Mike Durbin, who came from Fidelity's RIA division, and recent hire Jerry Patterson, who had been at Principal, the firm is creating tools and services called WealthBridge. They noted that most successful wealth managers also manage DC plans. Arguably, wealth advisors and broker-dealers are better equipped than RPAs and aggregators to serve individual investors, finding new opportunities in DC plans, but only if they devote appropriate resources, a topic discussed at length at the 2023 RPA Broker-Dealer Roundtable, and sure to be front and center at the September 4th through 5th Roundtable in New York City, right before the Wealthies. Next story, in this week's LinkedIn poll, I asked, will the demand for TPAs in the next 3 years grow? The case for growth are small plan growth, more wealth advisors. The case against, the growth of PEPs, fintechs, and payrolls. 56% of you said the demand will grow, while 31% indicated there will be less need for TPAs, with a healthy 13% not sure. As record keeper margins continue to recede, with service suffering as a result, TPAs are a reasonable means to outsource some of the work, with almost every major provider working with them now that Fidelity has finally jumped in. Great debate. Thanks to those who participated, and look for the next poll on Friday. Finally, interesting but not shocking results from Fidelity Investments' 15th annual Plan Sponsor Survey. One of the more shocking stats from previous years had projected a 40 to 50% advisor turnover, which is interestingly missing from the 2024 study, maybe because many industry professionals doubted the veracity of the number. Read my recent wealth management column about how the report underscores how advisors who work with 90% of plans are being asked to go beyond fees, funds, and fiduciary, bringing new ideas and services to their clients. So those are the most important stories from the past week. I listed a few others I thought were worth reading, covering a fiduciary insurer details what plan sponsors should not do. The Cato Institute asks, does the 89-year-old Social Security system need a major overhaul? How the results of opt-in and opt-out features differ widely. JP Morgan adds guaranteed income to their target date fund, and a deep dive into pooled plans. Please let me know if I missed anything or if you would like to comment. Otherwise, I look forward to speaking to you next week on 401k Real Talk.